Aprendí un poco de español. Quiero decirles en español lo feliz que estoy en este momento.
Look away, but I've known you too long. It hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray.
Breaking news from K-pop news, and this time, it's not just any ordinary news story. Something happened in Mexico City that made the entire K-pop world stop, stare, and wonder. What exactly happened at Estadio GNP Seguros that night? Because when BTS stepped onto the stage, it wasn't just a concert that began, but a historic moment that quickly became legendary. For anyone in the stadium that night, one thing was immediately palpable. The air was vibrating, the floor seemed to be breathing, and the energy enveloping the place felt otherworldly. From afar, the purple lights resembled waves in constant motion, filling every corner of the stands, a sea of armies who hadn't just come to watch, but to give something they'd been holding onto for years. As the lights dimmed and the opening music filled the air, time seemed to slow down. And then they appeared, one by one. RM stepped out first, radiating calm, like a ship's captain finally finding his way back to port. Behind him, Jin with an elegance that never fails to captivate. Suga appeared with a sharp yet gentle gaze, as if he already knew exactly what was going to happen that night. J-Hope shot forward with an energy that instantly shook the stadium, as if the stage lights were born from him. Jimin paused for a moment, gazing at the audience with eyes that sparkled unlike usual. There was something deeper there. V walked with a relaxed yet magnetic stride, like the lead actor just entering the climax of a movie. And Jungkook, standing right in the center, took a deep breath before his smile broke through, a smile that signaled only one thing. Tonight, they would give it their all. The sound that greeted them? Not just ordinary cheers. It was a wave of sound crashing through the air like a storm summoned on purpose. As if the entire stadium had agreed to release all the emotions they'd held back for years while BTS hadn't visited Latin America. And when the choreography began, sharp, synchronized, and full of energy, the stadium transformed into a sea of music. Their live vocals echoed, piercing the audience's bodies like an electric current. But what truly left everyone spellbound wasn't the songs, but every moment when the music stopped and the members spoke. Jimin was the first to speak. He approached the microphone with a gentle expression, then revealed that the Mexican army had prepared something truly crazy for that night. RM then stood up and greeted the audience with words that felt so personal, as if he were speaking to an old friend, not tens of thousands of people. Jin smiled warmly, expressing his feelings in a simple yet touching way. J-Hope couldn't stay quiet, constantly shouting, "Vamos a enloquecer," with an energy that made the crowd go even wilder. Suga watched it all with a satisfied look, the look of a musician who knows he's witnessing something they'll remember forever. Jungkook was almost speechless, staring at the crowd as if he still couldn't believe they were actually there again. Then there was V. He took the microphone with a slow, deliberate motion. He looked at the audience. A small smile appeared on his lips, a smile that armies knew meant one thing. Something was about to happen. And when he finally spoke, only two words came out. Two simple words, yet they ignited the entire stadium. "It's so spicy." He didn't shout. He didn't force it. The sentence slipped out so casually. Yet the result? Estadio GNP Seguros seemed to crack. The audience's screams erupted like fireworks bursting in the night sky. The members couldn't even hide their reactions. J-Hope laughed out loud. Jimin clapped like a child who just received his favorite candy. Jungkook shook his head in disbelief. RM smiled while adjusting his in-ear monitor as if to make sure he was really hearing that loudest sound. Jin grinned proudly, and Suga gave a small nod. A nod he only gave when something was truly extraordinary. But the biggest surprise of the night was just beginning. Mexican army had been preparing something for days leading up to the concert. They practiced together, uniting their voices, ensuring perfect timing. And suddenly, from the middle of the crowd, a song began to rise. It wasn't from BTS. It wasn't a K-pop song, but Hooligan, sung by thousands of voices with such unified power that the members came to a complete standstill. They didn't just hear it, they felt it. But the Mexican army had one more gift in store. It wasn't loud, it wasn't wild, quite the opposite. When the first notes of Cielito Lindo rang out, the entire stadium slowly fell into a beautiful silence. As the final echoes of Cielito Lindo slowly faded into the night air of Mexico City, something shifted. It wasn't visible, but it was palpable. It was as if the entire stadium was holding its breath together, savoring those almost sacred moments of silence, before the energy erupted once more to a peak higher than anything that had come before. And that was when it began. The continuation of a night that even BTS themselves weren't prepared to experience. The stage lights dimmed. The members of BTS looked at one another, as if seeking confirmation that they were truly experiencing what had just happened. RM bowed his head briefly, as if storing that memory in the deepest part of his heart. Taeyum turned to the crowd, his eyes taking in every corner, every purple light, every face glowing with pride. Jimin wiped the corner of his eye with a small laugh, while Jin and J-Hope exchanged a look that said, "This is different. Very different." Then the next music began to play. Not a loud song, not a bombastic song. Quite the opposite. A soft intro played only on certain tours, a special moment that usually only appears when the members want to give ARMY an emotional gift. And as that melody played, the entire stadium knew they were heading into the most touching part of the concert. Jungkook stepped forward, adjusted his mic, and when he began to sing, his live voice broke the silence like something sacred. Screams turned to tears. Pockets of purple light danced more gently. And BTS, one by one, began to reveal their rawest, most human sides. This is what made the segment following Cielito Lindo historic. BTS didn't return with hype-fueled energy or intense choreography. They returned with honesty, with longing, with years of yearning manifested in slightly trembling vocals, warmer smiles, and gazes that spoke without words. Jungkook looked toward the army and said, his voice nearly drowned out by the roar of emotion, that they had been dreaming of this moment for a long time. J-Hope raised his hands high, asking everyone to sing the next chorus with them. And when thousands of voices merged, it felt as though all of Mexico was singing for them. Taeyum, who had been stealing the spotlight since the start of the night with his mucho picante, now stood with a completely serene expression. There was something gentle in his eyes, something deeper than mere joy. Perhaps a sense of emotion, perhaps a sense of relief, perhaps a sense of gratitude he couldn't express with words alone. And when the camera zoomed in on his face on the giant screen, the army's screams shook the sky. RM took the microphone again, and this was the moment that became the highlight for fans who truly understood the connection between BTS and Mexico. With a deep, meaningful voice, he said that the night felt like coming home to a place they'd never left. He explained how the sound of the army, the traditional songs, the fan chants, and the indescribable energy filling the air served as a reminder to them of why they keep moving forward, keep writing music, keep standing on stage. And this was the moment when the concert shifted from a performance into a celebration of history. After all that emotion, the atmosphere shifted again. The lights rose slowly. The drums began to beat. The bass thud filled the stadium. And suddenly, BTS reignited the stage energy with even greater intensity than at the start of the concert. They knew the Mexican army had given their hearts. Now, BTS gave it all back with double the intensity. Their dancing was more intense, their vocals more explosive, and the OT7 chemistry felt like lightning striking nonstop. Suga, who had performed with his signature sharp composure from the start, now commanded the stage like a commander. He smiled a few times, a rare sight. But that night, anything felt possible. Jin, the Lunar Prince, hit high notes with perfect precision, making the stadium roar. J-Hope bounced all over the place with energy that was almost inhuman. Jimin danced like light. Jungkook closed every song with an intensity that left the audience breathless. And V, he blended charm and power in a way only he could. And just when everyone thought the night couldn't get any bigger, Army Mexico proved they still had one last surprise up their sleeves.